What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that.
What it do, Bert and Ernie? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with a new behind the scenes tea video. So, you guys, we often have debated, talked about into nauseum about the Real Housewives cast trips. A lot of people get in the comment sections, whether it be on YouTube, under the blogs, under the Housewives Instagram pages or Twitter, or tweet about cast trips, and it was her trip, she had the right to do this, or it was her trip, she didn't have the right to go, and it was her trip, she can't tell her who room to sleep in. Child. Well, Bethenny Frankel, former Real Housewife of New York, has recently dropped a podcast called RHONY. And on her first episode, she had Handmaid's Tale star and director Elizabeth Moss on the show. And she broke down the behind the scenes details of what happened on the cast trip to Scary Island, the legendary Scary Island cast trip, where Bethenny got into it with Kelly Ben Simone. Well, she also detailed all of the behind the scenes information that we, the public, are unaware of how these cast trips come about. Who pays for the cast trips? Who gets to be the person that is the, host of the cast trips? Now, I don't know if a lot of you know, many of you probably already do, but for those who don't know, none of these cast trips are ever paid for by a housewife. They're always paid for by Bravo and the production company. So that's why on these cast trips, it's so funny when they argue over rooms or who can go and who can't go, because it's all a bunch of malarkey. Much like this past season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, when Marlo was the host of the Atlanta cabin trip, and she tried to make it seem like she had the authority and power to exclude Kenya from being on the trip, when she in fact did not have that type of power, because she was the host, and I say that in quotation marks, but she did not pay for anything. It was not technically her trip. That's why when they kept on arguing about it, Kenya was looking at her like, girl, please, I'm not going nowhere. This is a cash trip. I'm here just like everybody, and you can't make me leave. And that's why she didn't leave. But take a listen to what Bethenny had to say about the behind the scenes tea on all of the cast trips.
Scary Island. It's always so funny, and I used to get it. I was always on time, and I always was like professional and reliable, the most on time. But I'm not easy in the sense that I don't just go along. Like, let's pretend this is your trip, Elizabeth. You rented a $250,000 house, and when we're pulling in on the boat, you're going to tell everybody this is the wonderful gift you got for them, paid for by a Bravo and production company integration. Like, it's so like, it's okay. We just all are on vacation together. We don't have to.
Nobody cares who paid for it. Nobody cares.
Thank you. But you don't know how the fights ensue between housewives, where one person will be like, everybody wants to own the trip.
Really?
It's like, you don't think it's your real hat? Yes, people want to own the trip.
So in this case, this was quote unquote Ramona's trip. I mean, she invited everybody, right? And she gets very, very, very excited in a very funny and cute way when she's revealing the house on the hill. She's so excited. So in this case, though, did she have the idea for the trip? What's the truth and what's the reality of it? Or she just...
The reality is that, and people want it to be their trip in the finale party, and like there's people I don't want more work. I don't want more work.
Aren't you already doing work on the show?
I don't want more work. Yeah, no. So unless you're like, it's your launch and it's, it becomes like a bidding war. Like if it's your launch and it's the best pitch.
Right.
So everybody at the beginning of the season sits down with the producers and what's going on with your life, and I've got this and I've got that, and most of the and people want to pitch my restaurant. This is my friend's restaurant. Everyone wants to pitch where they're going to be. By the couple of years in, I'm just like, I don't, just tell me where to be. But because you don't want all the responsibility of all that.
Well, yeah.
But people like that. It's just a thing. So
wow, really, I had no idea. I thought the producers just. I'm with you. Producers should just arrange everything and take care of it. That's their job. Just tell me where to be.
Well, they take care. They'll talk to each person, and I'm like, well, I'm taking a pottery class, and I think it'd be really interesting if we all go to the pottery class together and the producers fall asleep because it's boring to watch people do pottery. And then someone else is like, oh, I'm going to therapy, so we could do, oh, how about we get you getting plastic surgery, whatever that thing is. So then you find out what everybody's got going on. In some cases, they really want one person to own the trip. So it'll be like, how about we renew your vows, Ramona? Or she might have pitched that because she wanted to do that. And then sometimes, someone really wants to go somewhere. Oh, that's competition too. Wait, no, we should be going to Turks and Caicos. We should be going. And Ramona, no one that's ever been on reality television that I've ever met has loved those trips more than Ramona. Like, she thinks she's going on a real vacation. For me, it was torture. Like, Dorinda would think it was torture. I would think so. This is not me really going to Morocco. This is me going to Morocco on like a scheduled, shackled itinerary. But so Ramona thinks it's totally like real vacation, and she doesn't care. She's getting to go somewhere. So she'll hard pitch her places and wants to go where she's pitching. So sometimes the people are pitching and winning, and then sometimes the producers are pitching the places, or they have a relationship. We can get a villa here. We can get a that there. Right. They have we were always the stepchildren, so we always had the shittiest budgets. Like Beverly Hills is going to lavish, amazing places, and we're going to like Des Moines, So I used to like when we were going to Miami because it would be like, it's not a vacation anyway. It's 2 hours nonstop direct flight. Let me burn the place to the ground and get home.
I could probably do a couple meetings while I'm there.
I don't need to be on an 11-hour flight to fight with people. I could fight with them in Jersey. Just keep us trapped together. That's why the Berkshires was great.
Yes, and the Berkshires was. That's the thing is, if the show is good, the content's good, if the relationships are interesting, then it doesn't matter where you go. You can totally go to the Berkshires.
Right, but riddle me this: an apartment that's 1,000 square feet in New York City could cost $3 million. And that's what a 20,000 square foot house in Atlanta would cost, where they live in the suburbs. So you have to find stuff to show, because we all look like we're living like, I had a 4,000 square foot apartment, and I had the best apartment, and it would be a house the size of, Lisa Vanderpump's house, but it still doesn't look the same. Yep. So the Beverly Hills has a lot of the clothes and trappings and cars and houses that do a lot of the story. Like, other cities have to rely more on the actual meat, because we can't show a gorgeous estate for long, and have the entertainment of just looking at that or an expensive car. We don't have the cars. Yep. We don't have the homes that are that big because it's New York City. So that's just something to mention too, if you think about the visual.
So you all, now you know that when we watch these ladies go on these cash trips, they're not really paying for anything. They sit down with production at the beginning of the season. They sit down and tell them, well, this is what I have going on in my life. And then production chooses which lady has the most interesting thing that they want to focus on for a cash trip. And then they allow them to go there. Now, as you can see, the ladies have lately been going on 2 trips. They'll do something like stateside, and then they'll go somewhere out of the country. So like, on this week's episode of Potomac, you'll see they're in Miami. And they're in Miami because that's Mia's old stomping ground. And those ladies haven't been to Miami on the show. So it's a great place to go and mix it up. But production is the one that found the house. They made the deal and all of that. Now, about the shady bedroom accommodations, of course, Mia is the quote unquote host. She doesn't like Candace, so let's be funny and put Candace in the room with Wendy. Now, when Candace arrives, she's going to be pissed. And she's going to be mad because she knows that Mia and production was behind this. Production plays along with the pettiness. They could have easily found a house that would have accommodated all the women, but they have to remember that we are producing a television show and we got to go along with the mess. So now you all know the behind the scenes tea on the cast trips. So there's no need to fight amongst yourselves in the comment sections about it's her trip. It ain't nobody's trip at the end of the day. Nobody's trip, child. It's Jesus' trip. Let me know what y'all think about all of this tea down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.